Hola! Today, we will introduce the concept of direct objects. You may be wondering, what is a direct object? A direct object is a person or thing that directly receives the action of the verb. Let's look at an example to contextualize this definition. Carlos lava los platos. Carlos washes the dishes. In this sentence, Carlos is the subject, lava is the verb, and los platos is what receives the action of the verb. In order to identify the direct object in a sentence, simply ask who or what to the subject and the verb. For example, in the sentence above, we would ask, ¿Qué lava Carlos? What does Carlos wash? The answer to the question is los platos. Therefore, los platos is the direct object. As we saw in Spanish 1, when we learned the subject pronouns, sometimes it becomes tiresome to repeat the name or noun constantly, and we use pronouns like she or they to avoid repeating ourselves. The same is true of object pronouns. For example, the following is repetitious and sounds strange in both Spanish and English. ¿Lavaste los platos? Sí, lavé los platos, sequé los platos y devolví los platos al estante. Did you wash the dishes? Yes, I washed the dishes, I dried the dishes, and I returned the dishes to the shelf. A much more natural way to say this would be, ¿Lavaste los platos? Sí, los lavé, los sequé y los devolví al estante. Did you wash the dishes? Yes, I washed them, I dried them, and I returned them to the shelf. Note in the example that we have to use the noun once to establish what we are talking about. And after that first time, we can switch to the appropriate pronoun, in this case, them. Just as in English, it would be incorrect to say, I washed they, since they is a subject pronoun. In Spanish, the direct object pronouns are not the same as the subject pronouns. These are some of the direct object pronouns in Spanish. We will learn the rest in future videos. It for feminine singular nouns, and her, la. It for masculine singular nouns, or him, lo. Them, masculine plural nouns, los. Them, feminine plural nouns, las. Learning the pronouns themselves is only the first part of using them in Spanish. You also need to learn where to put them in the sentence. Let's look back at the example about the dishes. Did you notice that the Spanish object pronouns have a different position in the sentence relative to the verb as compared to the English object pronouns? Just as we learned in Module 12, the direct object pronouns follow the same placement rules as the reflexive pronouns. Let's review the rules. When the sentence has only one verb, the object pronouns are placed before the conjugated verb, whereas in English, the pronouns come after the verb. When there are two verbs in the sentence, you have two options. The object pronouns can be placed before the first conjugated verb or attached to the second verb. The second verb will always be a gerund, ando, yendo endings, or an infinitive, AR, ER, IR endings. Carlos lava los platos. Carlos los lava. Carlos washes the dishes. Carlos washes them. Carlos va a lavar los platos. Carlos is going to wash the dishes. Option 1. Carlos los va a lavar. Carlos is going to wash them. Option 2. Carlos va a lavarlos. Carlos está lavando los platos. Carlos is washing the dishes. Option 1. Carlos los está lavando. Carlos is washing them. Option 2. Carlos está lavándolos. Remember, when attaching the pronoun to the end of a gerund, a written accent is required, and it is placed on the third to the last syllable. Lavándolos. This is all for today. Los veo después. Hasta luego.